Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS on Home School. I am Sabrina Hawk, Assistant Teacher of Science, National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Dear students, today I am going to take a science class for class 6 student based on extra creative question and answer from your suggestion. Dear students, let's start for our today's topic. Dear students, we will discuss first the extra creative question from chapter 5. This is your creative question number 6 from your suggestion. See, look, this is the stem of the picture and this is the beaker full of water. Here the hydrilla plant inside the funnel, and there is the test tube, and this is indicate the hydrilla plant is indicated as A, and this figure is indicated as figure A. The question number A is write the names of two phases of photosynthetic process, and question B is what type of advantage is seen if there are more stomata in a leaf. Question C is describe the process of pouring water in figure A above, and question D is the plant marked A in the stem helps to complete various tasks of animals analyzed. The answer of the creative question number 6 is the two phases of photosynthetic process are, first one is light or photophase and second one is dark phase. The question of B was what type of advantage is seen if there are more stomata in a leaf. The answer of the B is gaseous exchange during photosynthesis becomes easier if there are more stomata in a leaf. So, the rate of the process will rise if there are more stomata in a leaf. Question C was describe the process of pouring water in picture A above. The answer of the C is picture A is the part of experiment of discharging oxygen by photosynthesis. In the experiment, water is poured into the beaker and 2/3 of it is filled. Fresh hydrilla plant are placed in the beaker and a funnel is inverted over them. Now, a water filled test tube is inverted on the nozzle of the funnel, so that water can be replaced by the gas formed within it. Now, we will go for next question. The question was the plant marked A in the stem helps to complete various tasks of animal analysis. Come to the answer. The plant marked A are hydrilla. They are used in experiment of producing oxygen by photosynthesis. In this experiment, hydrilla produces primary food glucose and a byproduct oxygen. Food is required in performing various tasks by animals and plants, as energy is essential to perform those tasks. We get it from food through respiration, which not only produces energy, that means ATP, but also heat, both needed for our survival. In this way, hydrilla and other green plants contribute to nature, helping out all living organisms to survive and perform their various tasks. Now, we will go for our next question, and this is the stem of the question. This is the wheel, and this is, you can understand, this is electric fan, and this is the pendulum. This is figure 1, figure 2 and figure 3. Now, first question, what is rest? Second question, why motion and rest are relative terms? And third question, that means question number C is what kind of motion is figure 1? Explain. Then Question number D is explain why the motion of figure 2 and 3 are different. Now come to the question number A's answer. Question A was what is rest? Answer is when the position of an observer does not change with respect to her or his surroundings, it is called rest. Question B was why motion and rest are relative terms. The answer of the B is rest or motion depends on the observer and what her or his position is. Any object that is seemingly at motion to one observer could seem at rest to another observer. So, before measuring rest or motion, position of the observer needs to be fixed. For example, if two cyclists do cycling at the same velocity, they will be at rest with respect to each other. But to an observer who is standing on the road, the cyclist will be seen at motion. So, there is nothing like absolute rest or absolute motion. Now, come to the stem and question. Question number C. What kind of motion is figure 1? Explain. Now, come to the figure. This is the wheel, and this wheel when it is moving, it got a rotational motion, but when it is moving, it also traverses a straight linear way. That's why this have the translate rotatory motion. It have a complex motion. Then come to the answer C. In figure 1, a wheel motion is shown. The motion of a wheel is rotational and translational motion or complex motion because the wheel is moving. For example, the wheels of a moving car. But if the wheel is fixed to one place and not moving anywhere, then the motion will be called circular motion. For example, the wheels used in pottery. That means it only got the rotational or circular motion, but it can't pass a linear path. That's why a pottery wheel has only rotational or circular motion. Now come to the question number B. Explain why the motion of figure 2 and 3 are different. The figures are drawn below. That means this is the figure of electric fan and this is the figure of pendulum. It is given there in figure 2 and 3. This figure is 2, indicate as 2 in the stem, and this figure is indicated as 3. That means here figure 2 and figure 3 has different motion. In figure 2, the moving particle passes from A prime from the same side in a circular motion, but in the figure 3, the moving particle passes point A from both sides. In the figure 2, the motion starts from point A prime and completes the circle by coming back to the same point. So, the resemble is a circle, but in figure 3, the particle starts its motion from the point A, it passes AB path, comes back to the same point A and it passes AC's path. It swing left and right focusing on the point A. This motion is named as pendulum motion or vibratory motion. So, the motion of two figures are different in nature. The students, now we will go for our next question. This question is from chapter 11, and this question number in your suggestion is creative question number 15. This is the stem. Some person is using lever to lifting a heavy weight. See the picture above. Here the length of the force arm is 75 centimeters and length of the load arm is 25 centimeter and the weight of the load is 300 newtons. First question, What is the unit of force? B. Question number B is to lift the load. On which side will the man apply the force? Question number C is how much force will be applied by the man to lift the load? And question number D is in this machine is the direction of force changing? Explain. The answer of the A, and the question was what is the unit of force? The answer is the unit of force is Newton. Question number B is to lift the load. On which side will the man apply the force? The answer of the question is in the picture, to lift the load, the man will apply the force downwards on the force arm. Question C was how much force will be applied by the man to lift the load? We know the answer is we know the principle of lever is equal to, dear students, that is equal to applied force into the length of force arm equal to load into length of load arm. Here length of force arm is equal to 75 centimeter and length of load arm is equal to 25 centimeter and the weight of the load is 300 newtons. Hence force into 75 centimeter equal to 300 newtons into 25 centimeter, or force equal to, by cross multiplication we have to pick up this 75 centimeter here. This will become as denominator. Now 300 into 25 divided by 75 Newton. Then if we cut with 25 by 75, there will be 3, and these 3 we can cut with 300, we will got 100 Newton here. Hence the applied force is 100 Newton. Now come to the question number D. The question number D was, in this machine is the direction of force changing? Explain. The answer of the D is yes, the direction of force is changing here. Here the pivot remains in the middle and the force arm and the load arm, middle of the force arm and the load arm. In this process, force is applied on one end of the pivot and the force react with the other end of the pivot. That means the person applied force on force arm, but this force is working on load arm. In this picture, the man is applying force downwards to lift the load, but load is being lifted upward. That means the man is giving force downwards. If this is the lever and this is the pivot, the man is giving force here, but force is working here. The load is coming up with this downwards force. That means the force, hence the direction of force is changing. By seeing this picture, we can understand the direction of force is changing here. The person is applied force downwards, but the load is going upwards. That's why we can say the direction of force is changing here. Now dear student, this is your homework number 19. You have to do CQ6 C answer, CQ12 D answer, CQ15 C's answer as your homework, and you have to submit on Sunday. Dear students, I have finished my today's topic. Hope you have understood. If you feel any problem, you can contact with me. I have given my contact number and my messenger ID on the board. Keep practicing, learn all the previous question answer, and learn your oral sheet also with whatever you get on the Google Drive link. Do the homework regularly, submit it regularly. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.